What's up, everybody? It's Brandon, and I'm back with another Top 5 Thursday entry. And hate to say this, but I almost forgot about you guys. I really did. I feel bad about it. It was Thanksgiving. Can you give me a break, please? But at the last second, it hit me. I was like, today's Thursday. I'm off work tomorrow. That normally doesn't happen on Thursday, so I guess my mind's in a different place. Plus, I've been busy all day. Shit! We got to do Top 5 Thursdays. I haven't talked to the other guys yet. I think they may have forgot too because I haven't seen anything from them and they haven't mentioned no word of it. But here I am remembering at the last second, and I'm hoping to get this video out to y'all in time. I don't know if this is going to be one of my longer videos because, again, it's kind of last second, which is my fault, and I kind of threw it all together. So much so that I forgot who even made this entry. I think it might have been my mom, actually. And that is top 5, and I'll look this up real quick while I'm talking to you. Top 5 Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. And there was a lot of good ones. So it's really going to hurt to see a lot of these go to waste. Also, before we jump into this, slam that vote button for me, dude. We're having a 21. If you don't know what 21 is, you're not familiar with basketball. First one to 21 points wins type of competition for basketball between me, Josh, Rodney, Tyler, everybody, you know, on the box office banner team. And whoever wins and whoever voted for the person that won, you know, if there's like 8 people, we can't give prizes away to all 8 people. Coincidentally, that's how many votes I got. Not saying I'm going to win, but, you know, who knows. But basically, say I do win, okay, and there is still 8 voters. We'll do some type of thing to where we narrow it down to one person and they'll win a prize. I don't know if that's a Blu-ray. I don't know if it's a 4K. I don't know if that's a DVD. I don't even know if it's a movie. Maybe it's a jump rope, you know? Yeah, probably not that, but, you know, it could be anything, right? And as far as who did this, who made this submission, I should say. Like I said, I believe... Oh, we got some new members coming in. How about that? Man, y'all are killing it. I can't even lie. We're almost at 700 members now. Get the fuck out of here. Dude, it's insane. Again, I can't thank y'all enough. Y'all are growing this group. It's not us. It's y'all. It truly, truly is. I'm over here right now. And yes, it was my mom, actually. Thank you, Mom. I dig this one. I dig so many of these, though. Now that I'm looking through them, I'm like, did I make the right choice? That's how many good ones there are. But yes, without further ado, top 5 Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Coming in at number 5, I think nostalgia really, 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 really fuels this one. But I'm going to have to go with The Running Man. The Running Man. An underrated Schwarzenegger flick. Have you seen The Running Man? Have you? If you have not, I would suggest getting on that because it is a fun fucking movie. Not too complicated of a plot. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger and, you know, a few other guys that get thrown into this game show that's not all too friendly. Basically, they send in different type of villains to kill them as they go through almost what seems like obstacle courses, you know, for their life. And, you know, it's got a fun... I don't want to give too much away because it's older, but at the same time, you should have seen The Running Man by now, but it's not one of his more popular movies, so I'll leave it at that. It's a game show that essentially wants to kill you, and you participate on it. It's almost like the literal Survivor, and Arnold Schwarzenegger gets all types of great one-liners as usual, has very unique situations, if you will, that he's got to get out of. And, you know, his whole team that he's got with him, you know, the Running Men. I believe this is by Stephen King, by the way, too, actually. I think it might have been like a short story or something by him. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't fucking know. I believe. That's the key word, I believe. I don't know, I believe. But, yeah, don't want to sell y'all any bullshit. In general, man, this is a really, really, really fun movie, if not kind of forgotten movie from his filmography. And it gets kind of brutal in a few scenes, and it's just an entertaining movie to watch. Definitely deserves more love on his filmography scale, if you will. Number 4, I'm going to have to give this to Conan. Conan the Barbarian. I still have memories of this one. I think this is the first movie, and this was like Schwarzenegger's first big movie, but this was the first movie I think I saw from him, and he was just, at that age, dude, everybody loves superheroes, right? That was their thing. Not me, man. I mean, they were okay. I like the more realistic shit, you know, Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, Seagal, Stallone, those guys. Because it was like, you know, they were doing all this crazy otherworldly shit. They weren't doing it without a cape. Or they weren't doing it with a cape, I should say. So it felt more real. It felt more modern, even though they were doing outlandish shit. And it just was so fun to me in that way. Like, I felt like I could believe that they were real. I didn't have that imagination when I was a kid where I was like, oh, this is real. I caught on to shit rather quickly. Not saying, some of y'all are dumb or anything like that. I just could put two and two together. And when I saw the Rockies of the world, when I saw, the Terminators of the world, when I saw the blood sports of the world, when I saw the Mark for Deaths of the world, I'm like, that's more of my style. That's more of who I look up to. Like, what a badass. And it all felt so real, even if some of it also was a bit exaggerated. And Conan really set that mark for me. Of course, James Earl Jones, perfection as the baddie in this one. And, just the saga, the whole story is just grand. And it's a really fun time. And again, Schwarzenegger, looking jacked in that one. Are you kidding me, man? Number 3, we're going to have to go with Commando. Yes, Commando. Let off some steam, Bennett. I mean, come on, man. This is Schwarzenegger at his all-time one-liner craziest best. I mean, you want to see Schwarzenegger, right, with, the muscles. He's bigger than life, as I just kind of said. But you want to see him with his one-liners on full tilt. If you have not watched Commando, you need to get on it. Because it's one of those things. Doesn't it go hand in hand, man? Nowadays, I guess if you watch it, you're like, this is just kind of corny and terrible. But there's something about that late 80s, early 90s, macho man, fucking action star, the charisma that goes with it, and the delivery of those terrible lines that makes it so good. And Commando, it's nothing short of that, man. Some amazing action scenes in that movie. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger going down a hill in a car that's dead. He just pushes it, and he's just like, I'm just going to ride it out. Like, trying to go after his daughter. It's just, come on, man. If you've seen Commando, you know what I'm talking about. It's tons of fun. Don't lie. Do not lie. Commando is tons of fun. And number 2, now, this was a tough one. I like, in terms of franchises, even if, maybe I could have multiples from one franchise in a top 5, I try to keep it. I don't want the list to be, especially if everything's pretty even all around. Like, I don't want it to be flooded with the same franchise. But for me, I'm always torn on T2 or T1. But I got to go Terminator. The original Terminator I like a little more than Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is the superior action movie. And Terminator 1, I get shit on all the time for this. I've actually heard a few other people defend this, because I grew up my life saying this, and I've seen a few other people, a notable group that I've seen this in, Killer Flicks. Join that if you have not. They're an amazing horror group if you're a horror head like me. But I thought I was the only guy that preached this. But I've always thought of Terminator, the original one, as more of like a horror movie. It's almost like a slasher movie if you think about it. So it kind of falls more in line with what I like. And you're like, Terminator, slasher movie, Brandon, do tell. I think between Terminator 2, which is maybe considered the best action movie of all time, so that immediately pushes the original to the back. And then what continued, Terminator 3, the fucking Salvation with, Christian Bale. Even like the latest one, what the hell's that called? Genesis. Well, there's Genesis, and there was shit. What was the latest one? You know what I'm talking about. But it really pushed where when you think about the franchise, you think about it as a whole, as an action franchise. But say Terminator, without T2, without any of that, was one and done. It was just a stone cold killer. Now, he's not a person. Of course, he's a Terminator. But he's just literally out there to murder you. I mean, you could even give him the name the phone book killer. He's legitimately just picking up Sarah Connor's, like, Sarah Connor, phone book, murder, murder, murder. And the music, dude, it's got the 80s synth-like score. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to say you're wrong if you don't say it's a slasher movie, but don't say I'm wrong. Because, I mean, there's something to that movie, man. There's slasher elements to it. And seeing come on, dude. I know the effects, some of them are a little dated, but to see Arnold Schwarzenegger basically in a Jason Voorhees type role. I mean, I know he's not in the woods. I know he's not wearing a mask. I know none of that. But he's just tracking this person down and killing at will. And it's kind of almost scary. It's not action-packed. It's kind of scary. That is just unique. It's fun to watch. T2, I get why people say it's superior. It's more tomato. What's your taste? But I got to go T1 if I had to pick. Terminator, bro. That is a bad motherfucker right there. And then, of course, the holiest of holies. If you know me, you know how much I love this movie. It's Predator. Predator is the best of the best. Maybe the best action movie of all time. Maybe the most testosterone-filled movie of all time. Maybe the most manly man movie of all time. I mean, come on. The characters, so amazing. You really just believe that they go to bat for each other, the way they fight for each other. Not even just Schwarzenegger, dude. Jesse Ventura with this dip. There's Chew. He's just spitting that shit out nonstop. You got fucking, of course, Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed himself. Fucking Billy is amazing. The way he won't fold, he won't be afraid of anything, but they can kind of see on his face like, oh shit, Billy's afraid. Poncho. Oh, my God. Poncho's great. He's got a few nice quips in there. Hawkins. I mean, Shane Black, dude that wrote Lethal Weapon 1 and 2, people that don't know that, made The Nice Guys. That was a great, underrated comedy. Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling. If you haven't seen that, get on that. I mean, and he even brought Predator back. Now, a lot of people weren't a big fan of it, but he did bring it back. A lot of people think there was some studio interference there. But, I mean, that's just a fun tidbit. Like, a lot of people don't know Hawkins was, that big of a guy after that. But, yeah, Shane Black, he was great in it, telling his little stupid jokes till he finally got Billy to laugh, and the Predator took that on. And then the Predator in general. Another fun fact. Dude, I love to death. Jean-Claude Van Damme was going to be the Predator, but what'd they do? He was complaining too much. He kind of thought he was going to get this deal where he was going to, because this is pre-Bloodsport, he's going to get to fight Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Predator suit, whatever. He was burning the fuck up. That's the one thing I hear the most. Like, he was so hot in there, he was trying to get out. Yeah, so he bailed. He did Bloodsport. Worked out for the best, of course, because I love me some Bloodsport. And they redesigned the Predator. And then Kevin Peter Hall, I believe his name is, coming in 7 feet tall, basically, if not all 7 feet. He had the ballet background, which actually, Van Damme did too, of course. But how gracefully he moved at that size, them having to go back to the blackboard, not scrape it off. Oh, God, I can hear the nails on the chalkboard now, the way I worded that. But, erased it, started from scratch. Oh, scratch, that hurts too. And just creating what they created. Predator, not the movie. I mean, the movie's great. We're on that topic. It's obviously number one for a reason. But the character of Predator, if you will, the monster that they made was so amazing. It's so next level. And there's such a level of what the fuck is going on in that movie that just the slow build in it. Like, you can't really put your finger on it. You're wondering, who killed all these people. They're starting to wonder, like, they don't think it's not human because they're like, how is that possible? Like anybody else would be. So, but there's a lot of signs that are pointing to, like, they dragged them all the way up there. It must have took like 20 minutes. Like, none of this is adding up. And they slowly pull back that curtain, man. And you slowly get to see the Predator. I mean, slowly. Like, you see him like the chameleon, as the girl says in the movie. You see him in that form before you see him in his actual form. And then you see him take off the mask and you see what he looks like. Jesus. How many layers, man? How many layers? And it's just perfection, man. You can't beat Predator. And that, my friends, to come to an abrupt ending, is my random spur of the moment top 5 Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you vote for me in this basketball game because I'm going to kick some ass. Actually, I don't know for sure, but whatever. I like to talk shit. And I know I'm good at basketball, but we got some other ones that are pretty good as well. And I hope you continue to, like these videos. Follow Project Louder. It's not just about us. You know, TJ has got a great thing working over there. We have a lot of great shows on that, you know, podcast channel, essentially. The website, every bit of it, so great. Spotify, we're starting to finally get on our Spotify shit. I had people asking about, they're like, why are you not on Spotify? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. We're just kind of going through this. I don't know. We just throw it all together. We hope it works. And so far, it's working pretty good, thankfully. We don't know how, but it is. And Box Office Banner Movies, man. The group, which a lot of people that watch this video are going to see it in the group, but if you happen to stumble upon it, Box Office Banner Movies. All caps on the movies and 2 O's. Don't know why I did that when I created the group, but I did. So enjoy. Please join that. And of course, you know, our Instagram page, official Box Office Banner. Check that out where Tyler runs that primarily, and he posts little clips for upcoming episodes, so that's always fun. And, you know, every once in a while, I get it. Some people can't watch the whole podcast. They just want to catch snippets. Catch them there. And what else am I missing? YouTube, Box Office Banner. Should be able to find that on there as well. And most of all, we just appreciate you guys wholeheartedly. I mean, we go hard for this shit, man. And we got this new schedule coming out. About to have 3 straight episodes in 1 week. And that's not just for this week. I say that like that, but it's from here on out type shit. Other than at the end of each month, we're going to do the Franchise Fridays. And that's going to be 1 long episode about a franchise, and we will cancel out the other episodes. So that'll be fun, you know, so you get your crazy long-ass 3-hour episodes still, too, if you're that, you know, much of a fanatic. I know there probably ain't too many of y'all right now, but we're trying to get there. And I know there's a few. I can safely say we have, you know, at least a few followers at this point, which is nice. We'd like to build that. And overall, man, just love you guys. Appreciate it. We say that shit, but it's not just to say it. We legitimately care about you guys. And a lot of you guys are our friends. A lot of you guys we met, you know, just through online, you know. And who would have thought, you know, relationships like that could be formed through online. Like me even meeting TJ and joining Project Louder. That was an online thing. Like, no, who saw, like, I remember even my wife was kind of looking at me like, you're talking to some dude online? I'm like, not like that. Damn. Like, you putting it like that. Just, he like Nightmare on Elm Street, I did too. And next thing you know, we're talking. Next thing you know, I'm writing. Next thing you know, I'm doing this podcast on his network. It's crazy, man, the people you can find that you don't meet in everyday life. But I've met a lot of cool, really awesome people online, and there's no shortage of that in the Box Office Banner Movies group or any other people I've met through this journey. You're not just people to me. I truly care about you, and I know a lot, all of the rest of the gang does too, and it's just something special, man. We really appreciate it. Not to get too sentimental at the end, but I feel like I had to go on a little longer since I fucked up almost not posting this, but seriously, man, we appreciate it. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.